Chaos followed a daytime Russian strike on a shopping mall that killed at least 16 people and injured 130 others, including 23 children, according to Dnipropetrovsk regional officials. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called the attack on the central Ukrainian city of Kryvyi cowardly, condemning Russia and vowing that his country would respond.
Зараз в Кривому Розі рятувальна операція після удару по торговельному центру. Сили залучені, всі необхідні. На жаль, багато людей постраждали. Був удар кількох російських дронів, цілеспрямований, підлий, один за одним. На зараз відомо вже абсолютне звірство росіян. Просто тварі. Обов'язково відповімо.
Meanwhile, the Russian defense ministry reported on Friday that its forces continue to strike ports and ships being used in support of the Ukrainian military, while Ukraine said it had attacked a Russian oil refinery and an airbase. Zelensky also claimed gains in the Black Sea but did not disclose specific targets or details of the damage. According to the Russian ministry, Russian drones struck a military depot in the port of Reni and a Ukrainian naval petrol boat in the port of Chernomorsk on Friday. Russian forces also took control of settlement in the Donetsk region. In the early hours of Saturday, air raid sirens sounded in Kiev, followed by multiple powerful explosions. Ukraine's Air Force said Russian forces had launched several ballistic missiles and loitering munition toward the capital and the surrounding region. Burials continue in Seta for migrants who died during a mass crossing from Morocco 3 weeks ago. A total of 18 migrants were buried on Friday at the Muslim cemetery of Sidi Mbarek, according to Spanish media reports. Spanish authorities recorded 82 deaths on their side of the border. Beyond Friday's burials, more migrants were expected to be buried over the weekend in the coming days at a rate of around 10 per day. The migrants were buried according to Muslim rites, with bodies placed facing Mecca and covered with soil. Spanish and Moroccan authorities have used fingerprints and DNA samples to identify victims. However, reports differ on the number of identified victims since relatives have struggled to cross into Ceuta to provide samples. None of the victims has so far been transferred to Morocco, which has refused to accept them. Each grave was marked with a number in case relatives eventually claim the remains.
Two teenage boys have been severely wounded after a sword attack on a high school in the Swedish town of Fagersta, according to authorities. A third person was also wounded in the attack, as media reports say that police shot the suspect in the leg, while the Fagersta municipality said in a statement that the assailant had been detained by police. Following the attack, 8 other schools in the area were placed under lockdown measures, and a state of high alert was declared in the Västmanland region. Police have said there is currently no danger to the public. In a post on X, Sweden's Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson said that they are yet sure of the motivations of the attacker. The incident occurred in a relatively small town with a population of approximately 12,000. Sweden has experienced a number of attacks on educational institutions in recent years.
Wildfires across Europe are exposing a potentially deadly threat beneath the landscape: unexploded bombs and mines left from World Wars I and II. Some weapons have exploded in intense heat, with blasts reported in France, Belgium, Germany, and the Netherlands. In Belgium, fires have spread across former battlefields, including the High Fence, where emergency services have been adapting to the risk of buried munitions. Beyond the immediate threat to firefighters, Belgium's Explosive Ordnance Disposal Service responds to more than 3,000 calls every year and disposes of up to 250 tons of wartime munitions. Climate change is increasing the risks, researchers say, as extreme heat and drought can trigger explosives or expose weapons hidden underground. Drought has also revealed weapons in rivers and lakes. In Slovakia, falling water exposed 2 naval mines, while bombs emerged from receding waters in Hungary and Germany.